Welcome to Yoga for Reduced Anxiety. Begin today in a modified child's pose with knees wide, toes touch, hands interlace, and then bend at the elbows to hug your head. Feel cozy here, like you've just built a getaway spot and carved out this time to treat your body to a beautiful class. Breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 8. This breath stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, relieving tension in the body. Remember this by thinking of a parachute. After stress, the parachute safely catches us, and we can enjoy the ride down to calm and to safety. Just breathe in for a count of 4. And breathe out for a longer count of 8. This is a signal to the brain that now is a wonderful time to absorb nutrients, repair the body, and do all the things that tend to be at the end of the body maintenance list. Just feel joy as you breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of 8. Release your hands out in front of you for a regular child's pose, and then thread your right arm underneath for a twist, resting on your right ear. Switch to the other side. Left arm threads through, resting on your left ear. Come to a neutral tabletop. Prepare for down dog by pressing every part of your hand evenly down into the mat, fingers spread wide. Tuck your toes, lift the hips high, press the arms away and back. Bend your right knee and gaze under your left arm, holding here for some deep breaths. Then bend your left knee, right leg straightens, gaze under your right arm. Deep breathing here. Tiptoe your feet up to your hands for a forward fold. On your next inhale, halfway lift, slide your hands up your shins, crown of head stretches away from sit bones, pressing heart down, shoulder blades together, exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, halfway lift, crown away from sit bones. Exhale, forward fold. Your next inhale carries you all the way up with hands tracing up the legs. Press your arms behind you, then softly looping above you, maybe gazing at your thumbs. Hands can go wide for an exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Next inhale carries you all the way up, hands trace up the legs and then back behind you, looping softly above you. Bring arms out in front of you in line with your shoulders. Heel toe your feet to touch for chair. Exhale takes you down into chair pose. Inhale, you hold. Exhale takes you lower. Inhale, hold. One more time. Your inhale takes you lower. Inhale, hold. Come into forward fold. Heel toe your feet wider than mat. Arms interlace behind you, pressing away in this forward fold. Heel toe your feet hip distance apart. Bring hands to mat. Inhale, halfway lift, stretching crown of head away from sit bones, pressing heart down, shoulder blades together. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale carries you all the way up, tracing hands on legs and then pressing hands behind and looping up. Maybe gazing at your thumbs for a few breaths. Arms come out in front of you, in line with your shoulders. Heel toe your feet to touch for chair. Exhale takes you lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale takes you lower. Inhale, hold. Exhale takes you lower. And inhale, hold. Good work, forward fold. For crescent moon, step your right leg back and lower your right knee. Maybe lift your arms above you. Maybe you stay here, or option to tuck your right toes and on your next in-breath, rise up to crescent lunge. Wherever you're at, move slightly higher with your inhale and slightly lower with your exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Come into down dog, tuck your toes. Place your hands on the mat and step your left leg back. Hips lift high. Heel toe your feet to touch. On your next exhale, lower your knees to hover an inch off the mat. Inhale to down dog, hips lift high. Exhale, lower knees to hover. Inhale, lift the hips high. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, hips up high. For a modified side plank, drop your right knee and kickstand your right toes behind you. Lift the left arm above the shoulders. Lift the left leg out and up, maybe gazing at your top thumb. Stay in your side plank and we'll add some movement here. On your exhale, lower your toes almost to mat while your arm wraps around you. Inhale, lifts your arm, lifts your leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Come into tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. On your next inhale, cow. Lift your chin, drop the belly, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, cat. Chin down, round the back, press the belly up. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Return to a neutral tabletop. Then down dog. Lift your hips high. Tiptoe your feet towards your hands into forward fold. Step the left leg back and lower your left knee for crescent moon. Maybe you lift your arms above you if that feels good. Maybe you stay in crescent moon. Or you could tuck your left toes, breathe in to arrive in crescent lunge. Wherever you're at, lift a little higher with your inhale. Lower down with your exhale. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, you lower. Inhale, you rise. Exhale, you lower. Come into a down dog. Hands to mat. Tuck the toes. Heel toe your feet together. Press evenly throughout your whole hands with active, wide, spread out fingers. On your next exhale, lower the knees to hover an inch off the mat. On the inhale, rise to down dog, pressing hips high. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, lift hips high. Exhale, lower the knees. Inhale, lift the hips high. For a modified side plank, drop your left knee, kickstand your left toes behind you, lift the right arm above the shoulder, lift the left leg out and up, maybe gaze at your top thumb. Stay in your side plank and we'll add the movement of exhale, lower the arm to wrap around you, lower the foot, and inhale, lift, arm lifts, leg lifts high. Exhale, lower. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Come to a tabletop. Come into a puppy dog stretch. Hips can stay high. Walk your arms out in front of you. Feel a beautiful stretch here. Then come onto your forearms for Sphinx pose. Walk your elbows under your shoulders, then walk your knees back so the legs are long and resting on the mat. Press your forearms into the mat, lifting crown of head up. Stay in your Sphinx pose and comfortably turn the head to the right where it feels comfortable for you and where you can maintain a deep breath. Other side, turn your head comfortably to the left where it feels comfortable to you. This is a vagus nerve stretch that stimulates relaxation in the body. Release your right ear down to the mat. Stretch your right arm out into a T and then roll over your right arm for a shoulder stretch. Release for back strengthening. Put your chin to the mat with elbows bent, fingertips touch in front of you. Then lift your feet, lift your knees, lift your head and shoulders. Keep your elbows bent and squeeze the elbows back. Notice that this lifts you up higher. Hold here for 2 deep breaths. Rest with your left ear to the mat. Stretch your left arm out in the shape of a T and roll over your left arm for a shoulder stretch. Return your chin to mat for back strengthening. Lift the head, lift the shoulders, squeeze your elbows back. Lift your feet, lift your knees. Hold here for 2 deep breaths. Then press your way back into a child's pose. Today's challenge, if you choose to accept it, is 10 push-ups. You can choose to stay in your child's pose. You can choose to do the push-ups on toes or knees, arms out wide. Everyone will eventually return back to child's pose. Come into a seated posture for a twist. Bend the left knee. Rest that left leg on the mat, foot towards your body. Step the right foot over top of your knee. Left arm hugs your right knee. Right hand can center behind you, maybe gazing over your right shoulder. Lift tall through your spine. Find a spot to look at and gaze there. Then let your gaze, without moving your head, transfer to see what is in your peripheral vision. Notice that this calms the body. Counter stretch. Leave your legs as they are. Lift the right arm above the legs. Press your elbow into your legs. Left hand on the mat behind you. Gaze over your back shoulder. Release for the other side. Bend the right knee and rest it down on the mat with the foot towards your body. Step the left foot over top of your knee. Right arm hugs the left leg. Your left hand can center on the mat behind you. Gaze over your left shoulder. Find a spot to focus on, and then let your gaze soften without turning your head to be aware of your peripheral vision. For a counter stretch, leave the legs as they are, lift the left arm over the legs and press them away, right hand behind you on the mat, gaze over your back shoulder. Make your way to your back for reclined butterfly. with feet together, knees out wide, arms in a goalpost shape. Great work today. Come into your Shavasana, resting comfortably on your back. Imagine today that your muscles are like butter on a hot day, melting and releasing towards the mat. Know that there is a time for focus and intensity, and it is equally important to give ourselves times of relaxation and softening. Practice both to live your optimal life. Choosing to live your optimal life puts you in a better place to help others to live their optimal life. So take this time, this gift of calm, these brief moments of Shavasana. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feel fantastic, feel great. Come to a seated posture with hands to heart. The goodness in me feels the goodness in you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.